Welcome everyone. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm a Stampin' Up. Wait a second. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada. So I'm happy that you're here. Don't mind me stumbling over my words tonight. I have a nasty old headache that is not cooperating with me. Not cooperating. So I'm just trying to get everything set up, and for some reason it's not cooperating. Well, this is. You can see what set we're using. Sadly, these are retiring. These are my most favorite dies for sentiments, like ever. Love these. And these are the, I did write down. These are the Tasteful Label dies. I'm gonna move I was wondering why I have a light right here, and it's like right at my mouth like a microphone. It's not a microphone, it's a light. Yes. So if you're just joining, please say hello. Yeah, this is also retiring. Yep. Tasteful Touches. These have like the most beautiful font for sentiments and images, which are really cool. So as promised tonight, like my teaser said, I'm going to make a masculine card. I really struggle with masculine cards. Do you? Tell me if you do too, because I don't know if it's just me and my video is really rotten. Oh, the quality is pashuk. Yuckies. That's not a bad word. Alrighty, oh, it improved. Good. Okay. All right. I don't know why we have this big shadow over here either. Oh, yes, I do. That's probably my computer. My hand, my arm, I don't know. All right. Hey, Sherry and Bea and Kathy. Yeah, I love these dies too. These are, can I just say non-replaceable? Like, they're awesome. Awesome. Now, I just want to go over this stamp set for a moment. We are making a masculine card, and I know you're looking at this going, how? We're going to use the feather. Now stay to the end because and different paper. So it's really cool images. Very artsy. I can't think of another word. Okay, so there's Sherry saying, yep, struggles with them. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to work it out one of these days. Well, actually, there's a new set in the upcoming annual catalog, and it is masculine. And I have purchased the whole thing. I will get this one time or another. I just have to check. Did I? I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. I was thinking I put my stamps away. Never you mind, I did not. All right, let's get some paper out. And we're going to stamp a few things before we get to assembly. So the first thing I'm going to do, I know it sounds like it's backwards, and I embossed with this. I'm going to try and get that off. Is just bring out the sentiments that says you are so special. And you are, hey, back it up, because I'm going to forget if I don't do it right now. Hang on. Every week, as you know, I do a giveaway of a card. Let me just bring out last week's card. So we'll get rid of that for a moment. This is, well, I can't remember. I think I made this one on the video. This one's on my blog. So they're almost identical, different sentiments. And then I have this one, which is the cinnamon cider, all sparkly, completely different colors, but the same lovely set they came from. And I have to announce the winner. Okay, so last week I asked what you love most about spring. And then what I did is I took all the names, I assigned a number, got all the numbers on a little piece of paper, scrunched them up, crunch, and then let one fall out. So the winner of one of these cards, and you get to choose, is Kathy H. And you are watching right now. You are. So you get to tell me if you want this one, or this one. And I already have your address. So you don't need to confirm that. So send me a message and let me know which one of those three you would prefer. Now back to tonight's card. That was like our little musical interlude. Okay, so we just have a little scrap piece of paper here, and We'll do the other stamping next. All right, so we're using one color of ink tonight. Hard to believe. One color. I know, given the numerous colors in the last cards. I know, hard to believe. Now, I stamped way too heavy, and see this? I'm not going to rock and roll. I am not going to make a mess. And if I do, I just turn the paper over. So I tapped a little too hard. I see one little mark there, which I don't like. Now, are you coming off my stamp? No, that's a little too high. That might have been on the paper. Excuse me, I have been, well, I've got a few different colors of ink on my hand. Hello, Kathy Jean. Hello, Sandy. Welcome. There we go. Stamped upside down doesn't matter because we're going to punch it out. Punch it out. So, other than the stamp set retiring and the dies retiring, one of my favorite punches, and I'll try not to over-glare you here, is the tailored tag punch. And it is, sadly, retiring. We're going to use it more than once. Oh, I just had to check. It was the dot for the eye that I was looking at there. All right, so let's get her lined up. Now, I'm turning the paper because I didn't stamp it straight on the paper. No big deal. But I would like to punch that out nice and clean. There we go. I want to show you something really cool. I'm just going to get my paper cutter and show you something that I saw Rachel Tessman do. And I'm like, I've had this punch for how many years, and I never knew this. Anyone who watches Rachel has already seen this. And so we're going to use that exact same punch. Let's see if we got it right. Yeah. And we're going to make a different shape. We're not going to worry about the paper being marked. Okay, you see how you can see from side to side there? Actually, I would like to cut that a little thinner. And I thought I had a thinner paper. Oop. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be very fun with all the mistakes I'm going to make. That's what happens when your head hurts, right? I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Alrighty. So a little thinner, and then this is just for me to hold on to. If your paper's too small, just use a Post-it note. Okay, so check this out. We just made this shape. Come to Sandy. We just made that shape. And now we're going to make a different shape. Come on. In you go all the way. It's pretty centered. I'm trying to get it centered from side to side. Let's just say that's pretty close. And you can make it a different shape. So it's the same punch, two different shapes. And depending on how wide your paper is, you can even make it like look like that, even thinner. So there's some versatility this girl did not know about. That's true. Okay, keeping that. The next thing we're going to do is bring out our DSP, which is the In Good Taste DSP, which, yes, is retiring. So I have two different pieces here. It's all the same. Everyone would call it like the wood grain paper, but clearly that's not wood grain. But it's most remembered for having wood grain. Now I'm going to take my feather, and I have to remind myself how I did this card because I went away for the weekend. I went back to Kitchener-Waterloo and had a lovely time. But I made the card last week, which isn't the norm for me. So, well, you know where that story's going, so I can't remember. I am going to give you the dimensions of everything once we start putting everything together. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I did it. I just did it single. Okay, so let's go here. And I'm turning it upside down. They're feathers that are kind of falling in my eyes. In my opinion, they're just falling. Oh, now, if I miss your comment, don't worry. I do look at them. It's just while I'm doing the video, you know how I'm like squirrel. Yeah, and I get kind of distracted, might be the right word. So anyway, that's why I'm just going to say that. Okay, so I'm going to have this actually going off the page because it's no biggie. Stamp it up, ink it up. I would say stamp it, but I'm inking. Ink it up and do it again. So it doesn't look like there's a ton of design on that feather, but if you really look at it, if I can not move that, there's loads, and it is really cool. Alrighty, so I think that was the end of our stamping, so I'll get rid of that paper. All right, so I did say in just the comments or the message that I put here just before I went live that this is a fun fold card. So this is where we start with the measurements. This is basic gray. And this particular piece is 4 1/4, 4 1/4 by 8 inches long, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So if you look at this, this would be the normal, look at it this way, this is a normal size of a card base. This is our little fold over. And, one second, I'm going to layer my In Good Taste DSP on top of basic black. So my basic black piece is 2 3/8 by 4 1/8. Yeah, good memory. My DSP is 2 1/4 by 4. So I've just gone down 1/8 of an inch basically. I'm going to glue that together as soon as I find my glue. There we go. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering, how do I know Kathy's address? It's because she's on my team. Alrighty. And let's just glue that down. So it's going to be kind of close here. And it's always funny being like, I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I go in the most awkward positions to try and make that happen. Alrighty, I'm using my wiggle time. Oh, and somebody needs to put in a new cutting blade. My goodness. Oh, she sure does. Okay. And then, anyway, I will glue this onto that little front piece. I was, I think you may have seen my post here on Facebook that I was stamping with a friend. And I was telling her, like, don't do this. And I said, the reason is so you can pick it up like this. You don't have to glue the center. It's not going anywhere. And so you can not get gluey fingers. I'm going to see if I can do this. It's like gray on gray on, yeah. Oh, by the way, remember I said I was getting my eyes tested? They are so bad, so bad that I need new reading glasses and new distance glasses. No wonder. I just thought I was going crazy. All right, now we're to the inside panel. We're going to do that same layering here. And this piece of basic black is, let me think with my brain, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, which would make this piece 4 by 5 1/4. That doesn't sound right. No, that's not right. Oh, yeah, no. 4 1/8. Oh, just a second. Let's get our cutter out and take a look. Somebody may have written something down wrong, and that would probably be me. Alrighty, so it was the 5 1/4. Oh yeah, because that was 5 1/2. That's right. So yeah, 5 1/4. Yep. And then, yeah, just checking. I didn't trust my numbers. They were perfectly fine. Alrighty. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, so this week I'm going to go back to, I tried to think of things. I don't know why. I couldn't think of anything. So I'm going to go back to, you could win tonight's card. You can get your name in the draw anyway for tonight's card by sharing my video. I should say that in the middle so I don't forget at the end, because we're kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I wrote down a couple things, but not everything. Just to see how good my memory would be. So when you think of something, you just say it right then and there. All right, we're going to glue this on the inside panel. We're not quite at the fun fold yet. I mean, it's got a fold, but it's, it's not that fun yet. Alrighty. So, oh, and you have to comment shared. So I know that you've shared my video. Otherwise, due to privacy settings, I can't always tell that you've shared. So I just need you to just say shared once you've shared the video. Okay, so there's a card. We're done. No, just kidding. We have now the inside of the card to do. So what I did was I made a little inside card, and this one, I'm calling this the mini card. This is 3 inches by 7 inches, and it's scored at 3.5. And I used, remember the punch that I could never remember the name, or not the punch, the embossing folder that I could never remember the name of? Well, I couldn't tonight either, so I wrote it down. It's retiring. It's the Tasteful Textile 3D folder. So what I did, I've already embossed the top half of it. I could have done the whole thing, actually. No, I couldn't. It's too long. Okay, so when I embossed it, I just want you to see, if you look right here, there's no pattern from, I don't know, it's like a 1/16 of an inch. So I went past a little bit past the fold line when I put this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So it's actually just a little bit past. Ran that through, and we have this lovely pattern here. Nice and simple. I haven't burnished that, and I did tell myself to burnish this before, so I forgot. Don't do it before, Sandy. You won't remember. Alrighty. So I gave you that. Now this is the actual inside piece, and this is, let me just see. This is basic white, and I did not write it down. Maybe I did. 2 7/8 by 3 3/8, which would make sense. That is it. I am going to bring that feather back and do one more. Oh, thank you, Jeanette. Thank you for the share. Appreciated. Now, I don't normally do this, but I am so bad. Well, and my head hurts. I'm so bad at getting things straight. I'm actually going to put this inside the card like that. Forgive me. I'm just, if you do what you're good at, and I kind of have to abide by that, Alrighty. I want this lighter, so I'm going to stamp off, and let's just do it right about there. You have very little to write on your card here, but that's okay. You can write your name right across the feather there, and that would be pretty. So that's stamped off. First generation, second generation. And it's just, I love that you can do that and get so many different depths of color out of your stamps. Now I'm not popping this up because, why? Oh, because we're not done. That's why. And there's the part that didn't work out. No biggie. The one that I thought had a little spot on it. A little teeny spot. Alrighty. Glue that in as straight as possible. Alrighty. And I left myself some wiggle room there as well. There. If you wanted more space to write on the card, you could simply make a panel for the back and write there. There's always ways to make your cards work for you. Now when you're making your cards, you can use whatever adhesive you prefer. I prefer the Tombow because I need that wiggle time. Wiggle time is good. I love watching demonstrators that can just plop that in the first time. That's not this girl. Sorry. Alrighty, we are getting there. Alrighty, I'm not going to glue this down yet because I need to bring my paper back again. Alrighty, so this is Happiest Birthday Wishes. This is not from that same set. This is from Artfully Layered, which I have moved since I started the video. Here we go. I was practicing this with something else. So it's this one, Happiest Birthday Wishes. This is from the Tasteful Label dies. Tasteful Labels dies. This part's gonna get popped up. So we have to do, oh wait before I forget. Let me bring out my Wink of Stella. Now, the reason I'm using Wink of Stella, again, now this is a mail card, but when I did my original card, I think I can show you actually. I don't know if you can see, there's some white dots here. I didn't quite get all the static off the paper, and I had little white dots here and there, and I thought, well, that won't do, and I don't want to do it again. So I thought, okay, you don't have to turn that, just pull. I thought, I could cover it up with this. So again, a solution, a little tip for you. So you can do it. I'll show you on the back of this one. You can do it this way. See the difference? How much am I in frame? If you can see that, hopefully. That made a pretty good splatter. I just want something a little softer. So we know that the sparkle's there, but maybe the man receiving the card won't notice it. Or maybe he will, because he's got attention to detail. I know it's kind of futile doing this when you can't really see it, but to me, I can see how pretty it looks. It's just lovely. Lovely. All right, keep the glue out. Alrighty, now we can get rid of the paper again. And we'll go over this. So for the other card I'm going to show you tonight, it is using one of the wood grain. So I thought I would try something different. Oh, let me think about this. Okay, we're going to go here and here. Which end is which? Okay, and I'm going to go here. All right, so when I made my first card, I made it so it went like this. And it kind of covered up some of the feathers. Not the end of the world, right? When I made the second card, I made it like this. So you have to, it's kind of hard to do this when it's not attached. I just wasn't sure what I liked better. So I'm going to ask for your help because I can't decide. I'm going to bring in card number 1. So here it is here. I managed to sneak on a couple of the holiday rhinestones. They're dark green, you know, they're a green. And I put a little bit of ribbon on here, or twine. It's not ribbon, it's twine. So for that one, I did that way. It was the next card I did a different way. So my thought is, oh, you know what? I forgot the banner. Almost. My thought was I could do this and make it into a flap. So this actually holds that down. So you open this way and then this way. What do you think? In the meantime, I'm going to bring that punch back one more time. I cut a banner and I believe it is 2 inches wide. Let me double check. It's 2.5, actually. It's 2.5 inches wide. So you've seen 2 ways you can use the punch, and the third way you're probably really familiar with is making a banner. I'm not one of those people that can make that cut down the center and then make that and that. Now that's off by a little bit, so I'm going to do it. If you mess up, oh, well, Jeanette, which way? Yes? Yes to doing the little flap thingy or doing the original? Yeah, okay, original or the flap. There we go, thank you. You're faster than me. All right, let's just do that again. That's even a little bit better centered too. Now this is way too long. So I will bring back the trimmer again. And I'm just going to go back to when I was stamping with my friend this weekend. She's had this weird little trimmer that's only like this wide. And then she purchased the Stampin' Up! One, and what a difference. What a difference. Even I couldn't use the little trimmer, and I can cut paper like there's no tomorrow. But I could not use her, I don't know what brand it is. I'm not going to diss any other brand. I'm just going to say that Stampin' Up! Trimmer is superior. Quite. All right, so I'm going to do my little flap thingy. Same DSP, so we're keeping the continuity. I thought about flipping it over or finding something, you know, else, and I went like flipping this over and having the brick and feathers. I wasn't sure, so I went. I went and made a mess. So I went and made a big gluey mess just now. Get that off there. Alrighty. If you don't notice your gluey mess, you can take it off after it's dry, okay? Yes, the flap, yes, the flap. I see a couple flaps, so I'm going to go with that. So now, when I can't not remember which demonstrator I saw do this card. This size was different. She didn't do layers like this, so it's not the same. She had her centered, and mine is like way over here because I can center it, but I didn't want to cover these up, you know? So if I do it like that, this comes really close to that edge, but let's see how that works. I would like this centered on here. So let's do this part first. I think I can use another dimensional right about here. I have to leave this part loose so we can make that flap. Now if you notice, I'm using the black dimensionals, and the reason for that is because one, we have them, and two, it looks really nice when you don't see, when you look in here, like if you're like a card maker, well, you're a card maker, right? Obviously you wouldn't be watching the video. And I don't know, it just makes it so you can't see the dimensionals. And why not? Chris, you want to probably look a couple videos back. I believe you want a card. A couple videos back. I'd like to tell you which one, but I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I know I set the cards aside, but I also know I used one of them because I forgot, and then I remembered. Sorry. Just one. Just one. Anyway, I will show you the other card. We're almost done. Oop, that looks a little crooked. Okay, so this should slide right under there. Huh. I'd say that's a reasonably masculine card. That's about as good as I can do. Now, what I did on the first one, again, was I took these are the holiday rhinestones, and this is all I have left. I know, weird cutting. But I used green on the last one, so on this one I believe I'm going to try blue. And I'm using my fingernails because I apparently put my take your pick tool away. So I can see that you can actually see the blue a little bit less, which is probably not a bad thing. And I'm not putting it on the feather layers. I don't know why. Maybe because it's my card. And I don't know if I'll put the twine on. I may change my mind after. It was like an afterthought. And the twine just goes around the card, and down the side. It just looked a little plain on the side. So that is, these are one of the cards that you can win tonight. Well, not tonight. I'll announce it next Tuesday at my next video. Here is the third card that I made. So this is the first one when I realized, hey, I can make a flap. So this is that same paper. And this was I've gone through 2 packs of it. And it was really thick, if you remember that one. So this is the In Good Taste DSP again. Like I said, I was going to use the other image, the leafy, branch looking one. I can't remember what the name of these gold dots are. I can't remember. You Are So Special. And then inside, Stay Wonderful. And that is from the honeybee stamp right there. And I know exactly who I'm sending it to. Exactly. I don't know. This is why this one's not up for grabs, because I just make sure that it is on good. And I made that all sparkly. So just a different paper. And I would normally never put, which gray was that? Hold on. Smoky slate. I would normally not put any kind of gray with a beigey brown. But if you look at this paper, there's actually gray running through it. So I figured I could get away with it, you know. There we go. So, my friends, wow, I haven't even been half an hour. I will be by the time I'm done talking. So, when you share my video, you can win one of these 2 cards. This one's going in the mail tomorrow. That's why, sorry. You can win one of these 2 cards, and after your name's announced, you can decide which one you want. I didn't want to get glitter all over the whole thing, so it'll stay like that. Yeah, that one. I'll just keep it in the picture because I absolutely love it. I did make a blog post about this, and I totally apologize. This looks, okay, I thought it would get better, but it looks very pinkish to me. Definitely gray. All my photos turned out pink, and I actually photographed 3 different times of the day trying to get it to not be pinkish looking. Like, these are my masculine cards. Not that men don't wear pink, because they do. Okay. Anyway, I couldn't change it. It's definitely gray. Definitely. I did say that's basic gray, I think. Yeah, I think I did. So, one more time. If you can share my video, that is wonderful. I'm going to upload my video to YouTube and then put it onto my blog. If you can share my video, YouTubers, you can share as well. And right from here, from my Lolly and Sand Facebook page, you can share here. That's wonderful too. Thank you so much again for spending time with me, putting up with my antics and my my head that's all fuzzy and weird tonight. Thank you. I will see you next Tuesday. I will put a bunch of links, by the way, up in the description after the video, if you care to go look again. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye.